Good Monday evening to everyone, United especially. He's fired up. Fired up. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Well, the NBA draft lottery is complete. Rocket fans, those results gotta hurt, man. Utah Jazz fans, those results gotta hurt. Worst record in the league, and you finish fifth in the lottery. You get jumped twice. I'm, of course, Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. You're watching here on YouTube via the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. I'm going to put them up the results. There it is. There are the results. The Dallas Mavericks. Nico Harrison. Don't trade this one, Nico. Don't trade this pick. The Dallas Mavericks won the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. The Spurs, number 2. Philly 3. Hornets. What? Hornets. Hornets 4. Utah 5. Wizards 6. Pelicans 7. Brooklyn 8. Raptors 9. Rockets 10th. Blazers 11. Bulls 12. Hawks 13. Spurs 14. United chimed in like an hour ago with this comment, all caps from his chest about that. I don't know. Solo, how are you doing? Lottery has to be rigged. A lot of folks have thought that, man. Adam Silver made a deal with Nico Harrison. But again, I'm sure some Mavs fans are like, he's going to trade that one away too. He's going to trade that one away to to the Bulls or whoever. Who does Nico like now? Who does he have his eye on to trade the number 1 pick away, to trade Cooper Flag away to somebody else? Oh, man. But back to this. With the talk earlier Monday morning that Shams Charania was the first to report that Giannis Antetokounmpo has an open mind to play for another team and not be with the Bucks this coming season. Spurs got the 2nd and the 14th pick. They got some young pieces too. Oh boy, could y'all see the Spurs saying, F it, we're gonna trade these 2 picks and some other players. We're gonna get Giannis. Boy, oh man. Boy. Spurs got lucky. Yeah. They got some more trade assets to, if they want to, if they're so inclined. Bobby, how are you doing? Maury is relieved. Yep. That pick, 3rd pick, stayed in the top 6, so the Sixers get to keep that pick. Man, Ayush, how are you doing? Ayush does not want the Rockets to get Giannis. Do tell. Go ahead. Add your thoughts on that one. Space Age, how are you doing? Rockets can't get a number 1 pick in 4 years, and the Spurs and Dallas get one in no time. Space Age says, I call BS. Space Age. What would you call if the Spurs say trade the 2nd pick, the 14th pick, probably another 1st-round pick and some players to the Bucks for Giannis? What would you say then? Oh, boy. Oh, man. Ayush comments here, and that's fair. What do I think about Ayush comments right there? Saying Giannis would not solve the Rockets' problem, which is spacing and shooting. But he would solve the problem of not having a number 1 star, not having a go-to player, not having someone to get them buckets in the last 5 minutes of basketball games. That's what Fred VanVleet said the Rockets need. He would solve that. Do you agree with that, Ayush? But man, oh man. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that the Spurs and the Mavs were in the top 4, final 4 for the pick, for the Cooper Flag, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, if Cooper Flag goes to the Spurs, man. But it's more assets for the Spurs if they are so inclined to toss those 2 picks in for a deal to get Giannis. Then you have Giannis in San Antonio with Wemby to go against the Rockets. Giannis is only 30. But my question to everyone who's watching right now, we see what IU states does not want Giannis. Do you want Giannis? Do you want the Rockets to get Giannis? Would you want the Rockets? Do you want the Rockets to trade for Giannis and be reasonable? That means do not trade Amen Thompson in the deal. But if it becomes, got to put out there, if Giannis says, and I know who was it? Somebody previous show said Giannis going public will limit his leverage or things like that. But if Giannis says, I want to go to the Spurs, Rockets, Heat, Mavs, 4 or 5 teams, whatever. Would you want the Rockets to trade for Giannis if it keeps Giannis away from the Spurs? Just putting it out there. New commenter right here. Rigged, ASF rigged. Only if they trade Jalen. I mean, they got to include Jalen. They're not trading Amen Thompson. The Bucks can ask for it. All they want to. They're not going. Rockets not trading Amen Thompson. I mean, I'd be floored if they traded Amen Thompson. Bobby says, intriguing if Spurs traded those picks and more for Giannis. Giannis and Wemby would be a problem for the Rockets and others. IU says, yes, I do agree, but we have Sengun for someone we can go to inside the paint. We need someone that can be a perimeter threat. Got you. Draymond does not want Giannis. First, he has to ask out, and we would have to give up either Thompson or Sengun. I'm okay giving up Sengun. I don't want to give up Amen Thompson. What are the odds Bucks would want Sengun instead of Jalen? I'd trade Sengun for Giannis. Hey, if I'm Tillman Fertitta, which I'm not, he trades. All of y'all have said, but many of y'all have said that Sengun is not that guy. He's not the star. He's not the guy you can throw the ball to in the last 5 minutes. Excuse me. Giannis is. Now, if you are convinced Sengun can become that guy, then you do what I used to suggesting and just go find some shooters. Someone like Con Knippel with the 10th pick in the draft. And he might be gone probably before 10, but he would be someone who would help. He would help solve Rockets' lack of shooting problems. He's good size. He's more than just a standstill shooter. He can create. But Ayu says, yes, I would rather trade Sengun for Giannis than Green. Okay, well, that's different. That's a different perspective. All right. Bobby says, agree. I'd trade Sengun for Giannis. But as Rich chimes in, Q, I see you as well. It's not. We can all say it's rigged, but different folks are in the room when the lottery machine spins than the folks who are outside the room. Like Dream was not in the room seeing the results. Another Rocket representative was. So unless they put it on TV for all of us, we can always assume that it's, or speculate or say it's rigged, but the folks in there, they put their phones away, put the phones in a bag or a hopper. You can't text. You have no outside communication. Hell, we see the results as they are announced. Just got to take it for what it is. Rich says trading Sengun for Giannis is dumb. Why do you say that? If you say Sengun not that guy, Giannis is that guy, right? You got to say that. But before that, Rich said Rockets are trading that pick. Probably because it's not a top 3, top 4 pick. And I think the drop off after that's for what the Rockets need. It'd make more sense to trade that pick, package that pick, 10th pick with some other players on the roster right now, and go get a shooter. What are we talking about here, Ayush? How is it that dumb? Can you explain, or am I just mad? I don't believe Jalen is that guy at all. Not here. No, won't ever be that guy. If he becomes a guy, it won't be with the Rockets. That's why. that's why. Let's see. And see, y'all are talking about how isn't it rigged? I'm telling you about what the process is. Unless y'all are in the room, will never believe it's not rigged. What would y'all have said that Rockets won the lottery today? Is it still rigged? If Rockets won the lottery? I mean, not everything is a conspiracy. Unless you were in the room or they put it on TV for all of us, and then some of y'all would see it on TV and still think it's rigged. Can't please folks. Space Age doesn't trust Stone to do the right thing. What, in your opinion, what is the right thing? What is the right thing? Do y'all want Rockets to stand pat and just have the continuity be the building block, or package the 10th pick with some current players and go get a shooter, or package the 10th pick in a couple trades? Trade 10th pick and a player, get a center, trade other players, get a shooter, whatever. Make 2-3 trades this summer. James Harden asks, in my opinion, how does this change leverage with the Suns getting KD? 10th pick. I mean, the Suns probably want draft picks. They got to replenish their bare cupboard. They'll want picks back for certain. And they want to trade KD. Now, the question is, do the Rockets want KD? I'm not sure about that, because KD's older, coming off ankle injuries. And the Rockets, for the most part, still believe in Jalen Green, which I don't. But, many of y'all do. Rich, come on, Rich. This argument is weak. What has Giannis done besides win one ring in a weak East? Bucks should have 2 rings, and that's Giannis's fault. If Joker doesn't win another ring, is he still a bad player? We we have to get rid of this. Only one player can win a ring, and they're not good enough. If their team doesn't win a ring, it's the player's fault. Giannis, is it Giannis's fault that Dame got hurt? Is it Giannis's fault that Chris Middleton's body broke down on him? Is it Giannis's fault that he averaged 33, 10, and 8, and his team still wasn't good enough to win? That's Giannis's fault? It's a team sport. This ain't tennis. This ain't golf. I read my man Eco's article, wants to keep Jalen for now. And as someone said in a previous show, it's probably part ego with Rafael. Doesn't want to give up on Jalen. Jalen was his guy. That's fine. And I think won't be a trade until February. If by that point Jalen proves he's not that guy, he isn't the guy, like many of y'all say, just continuity is not going to make the Rockets better. They got to add to it just internal improvement. The Spurs going to get better. Dallas, well, Nico's in charge, so should get better. The other teams in the West will get better too. So just continuity alone is not going to be enough to get the Rockets to what they want to do, and that's win a chip. Now, if they want to get to the second round next year or in 2 years, not be enough, okay, then stand pat. Will knows. Will says he did Nico a solid. uh, and Q, that's 40 years, man. 40 years. And what and how many rings did the Knicks win in those 40 years? None. How many years in the offseason did Patrick Ewing say, I still think we're better than the Bulls, even though the Bulls beat them in the playoffs? Time and time again, Pat always said, I still think we're better than the Bulls. I mean, if I win the lottery, I'd be out of debt. Jamon said, believes the Rockets should use their pick. They can get a good player on a cheap contract and ship out some players due for extension for a veteran guard. I'm thinking you're talking about a shooting guard rather than a point guard. What do you think? Terry, how are you doing from New Zealand? You want the Rockets to keep the pick, make a pick? Oh, Rich, I'm in media. I don't know it was rigged. I wasn't in the room. I don't go into those conspiracies. No, I don't. I don't know it was rigged. I'm not going to say stuff like that. No, I'm never going to do that. I do not know it was rigged. No, I don't. Because then what would you say if Nico decided to trade the number one pick? No, it was still rigged? Come on. Space age. Spurs baited the Rockets to draft Reed early. Now they're doing it again with Giannis talk. Well, Joseph says the Rockets never get anything good. Solo, I think, sums up the sentiment of Rocket fans. Spurs got Wemby, the Mavs got Flag, and we got Jalen Green. well. Bobby says package a 10th pick players and get a shooter who will play consistently. So that's a veteran. Q. If he were in the West, he ain't in the West yet. He's in the East. Some Rocket fans want the Rockets to move to the East. Then what? You sound like Daryl Morey. If we were in the East, we'd have been in the 7th seed. We'd have been in the 6th seed. You're not. I don't believe in all this if stuff. If this, if that. He's in the East. Rockets are in the West. You know what that means? They have to be the best team in the West to get to the finals. If they're not, that's on them. Corey Kispert. Wow, I don't know about that one. Greg Cut says we need shooters. He wants Kispert. Package was a player to get him. Oh, okay. Get him cheap, though. His skill set. Rich, what is Alpe's skill set? I mean, we're nitpicking here. Giannis, the first player back-to-back seasons to average 30, 10, and 5, 6 assists and shoot 60% from the floor. That had never been done before. His skill set. He also got triple doubles when his teammates made shots. Now, that could be a problem with the Rockets because he needs more teammates to make shots. Space Aid says Rockets should keep those picks and get shooters. Another person says we don't who believes it's rigged. Q says we don't want to trade Jalen Green. Well, that's like I said, Rafael right now, that's what he says publicly. I'm sure if the right trade comes along, and obviously if Tillman said make it happen, Jalen's gone. I mean, let's be clear. Come on. Correct Cut says it again. We need shooters. That's what I'm banking on. Not being effective from three won't get it done. All right. Terry, I couldn't care less. Rockets land the 10. I wanted Rockets to get Cooper Flag. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. J-Mon with this one. We could have had Mobley over Green, so that one is on Stone, not the rigged lotto. I mean, I could say as a Pistons fan, the Pistons pick had the worst record, what, 3 times? At least twice, and finished 5th both times. It's rigged. I don't care about that. I don't think that. Rich, do you believe that the Rockets, if they, and I don't think they will, if they had Giannis and the men, that'd be all they have? That they wouldn't go out and get other pieces? You think they would stop? Yeah, that's what you think? Okay. You have no respect for Rafael Stone. That's fine too. But yeah, I think the Rockets are going to trade the pick. I thought that for a while. If it wasn't top 3 pick, they trade it. They got enough youngsters on the squad right now who don't play. So they're not gonna, so I'm not going they're not going to keep it, I don't think. Space Age says that Reed pick still irks him. Well, and they're still high on Reed. Again, he was a third pick. They're going to say that. Now, if he doesn't play a lot next year, doesn't play well, then he got to eat it and cut the losses. But I noticed Cooper Flag's reaction when the Mavs won the lottery. Cooper kind of like clapped. Yay. All right. I'm going to Dallas. Yeah. that's how it looked to me. Okay. Yeah. LP is under 25. And I'm repeating what folks here in this show say. Okay, you're saying Rockets need a number 1. So you're saying right there, LP's not that guy. He's not the number 1. If LP is not number 1 and you have a chance to get number 1, shouldn't you go and do it? But, you know. Joe, I'm going Joe. Yeah, we're talking rigged. That's rigged too. Megan Powerball definitely rigged because I never win that, and I've tried a few times on that one. So yeah, that's rigged. Clearly, clearly. I noticed that too, Bobby. Yeah, the family did not seem happy. All righty, we're going to Dallas. Yippee. Okay, but Sengun can never be a number 1 until he gets a shot outside of 3 feet from the hoop. Well, I mean, he used to shoot well, higher percentage in the paint before he got too swole. Solo says our only hope is our men LP become better shooters. That's what Rockets are banking on. The front office, they're banking on that, the internal improvement. And Terry's summing it up. He doesn't care what people say. If LP makes his bunnies, he's elite. Well, he's got to do it. Can't be around 50% in the paint, especially 3 to 5 feet in. Got to be better than that. Got to. Space Age coming hard with this one right here. Everybody and their mama know Reed wasn't top 3 pick, not in any draft. You played top 3 picks in the playoffs regardless. Well, send that to Mr. Rafael Stone. If a man can get a decent jumper, he's going to be top 10. I believe in him. I believe in him and his brother. Get to that point. Yeah. And Space Age saying this as well. Sengun ceiling is limited without a perimeter game. Been screaming this until he brings it all the time about with that every show that he's able to participate. Yep. NBA is too scripted, says Joseph. Derek, how are you doing? The Mavericks number 1, Spurs number 2. Yep. Yep. Tony chimes in. Damn it, just get us a star already. And who is that star? Who is that star? And folks who did not see it, once again, here are the results of lottery. The Dallas Mavericks won with, what is it, a 1.8% chance, won the lottery. Spurs at 2, Philly at 3, so they get to keep that pick. Outside top 6 would have gone to OKC. Charlotte 4, Utah 5, Wiz 6, Pels 7, Brooklyn 8, Raptors 9, Rockets 10, Blazers 11, Bulls 12, Hawks 13, and Spurs again 14. So once again, the Spurs have the 2nd and 4th pick in the draft. So and there's no telling that the Spurs want to speed up their timeline. But with the 2nd pick in the draft, plus the 14th pick, with other young pieces, they could go, if Giannis finally says it publicly, or even privately to the Bucks front office people. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't believe we can win a title with what we have here. So do what you can to make a trade. And if the Spurs are that place, I don't mind. I love going to Texas to play with Wemby. Spurs, I mean, the Spurs have more ammo to do that. We shall see. Spurs front office may say no. We like who we are. We like the youngsters. We like having a 2nd pick in the draft. We might be able to package that with somebody else other than Giannis to help our needs. Or maybe they decide we want Ace Bailey with the 2 pick. Who knows? Terry does not believe Reed and Cam had enough chances. Terry, I'm going to disagree with you, especially Cam. Coaches see what players do in practice. If they don't do it in practice, if they don't do what the coaches want them to do in practice, why should they be played? Reed, when he had his time, he hesitated to shoot. His job right now, that first year, was to shoot the ball. That's why he was drafted so high, because he's a shooter. Well, if you're passing up shots, and that's your skill right now, why are we going to play you? X-Ray says Rockets number 1 isn't supposed to be LP. It's supposed to be our shooting guard, but he tripping. The gospel, yeah. Utah Jazz fans would agree with you. They got screwed. They got screwed. How many times has a team with the worst record in recent history won the lottery? It's not a lot. As Utah fans can attest, as Detroit fans can attest, and Rocket fans can attest too. Q says literally every single possession in the playoffs was Sengun backing down and throwing up a hook. Unless you're Kareem, that ain't going to work. Sengun got to get locked up in the facility till he can shoot. Space Age says, believes this. Being honest, he says Alpine and Jalen won't last. One of them out of here. I think you're right. Tony believes this. Some disagree. None of the people we have on the roster will develop into the stars available. Gospel says this. Went from fire the GM to the number 1 pick. Dallas and San Antonio at the very top is insane. Yeah. I mean, and Wemby's in a small market. He's still going to be on TV because he's Wemby and he's international. Solo, I believe this Solo. Only way the Rockets are getting Giannis is if he says that he wants to come to Houston. I like big man from Duke. And his measurables were, see if I can bring it up on my phone. His measurables are ridiculous. He'll be there at 10, that's for sure. I believe that. Common Malayuch. Got to get better rebounding, as the draft people have pointed out a few times, talking about him. The game against Houston in the semifinals in San Antonio, he had 0 rebounds. You're 7 feet tall. You got long arms. You're athletic. And you got 0 rebounds. That's not good. But yes, according to Jonathan Gavoni and Draft Express, 7 foot 3/4 barefoot, 253 pounds, 7'6" 3/4 wingspan, and a 9'6" standing reach. So talking about Duke's Common Malayuch. 9'6" standing reach. He game's very raw, but he should help defensively, if nothing else. But I believe this. I agree with Tony on this one. Space A says the same thing about Reed as I said. You shot that from 3 and you hesitate to shoot. Yeah, of course. Cam needs D'Antoni, and he does not have him right here, as y'all know. Rockets need a shooter. Shooters need more than one. Joseph says, if he can't win with Booker, what are you going to do with a team of scrubs? Well, coaching part of that too. Had some crappy coaches. So, yep, Wemby, current rookie of the year now, Stephon Castle, and now second pick, and De'Aaron Fox. Yep. So the Spurs could decide, let's go get Giannis. They could. Or they might say, no, we like our young core. Let's grow with this and get better with this group. But they got leverage. They got leverage. Rich says this, no matter who. Well, I don't argue with you on that one. He does have to coach better. Offensively, for sure. Got to coach better. Solos believes this. I mean, it's only May. I do believe this right now. I do believe, as Solo stated minutes ago, unless a star player, a superstar player, says through back channels, publicly, whatever, I want to be a Houston Rocket. Barring that, I think the Rockets will wait, see how things go through November, December, January, February, and then if Jalen hasn't come through, they're going to trade him. Jalen still, I mean, y'all believe it? I mean, he's young. Maybe he will get better. Maybe he'll figure things out. Maybe he will develop different tools in his bag, how to beat different defenses. Maybe the light will come on, all those things. I want to say this. I thought about this in the first half. Rich says, Rockets so screwed. We got Jalen. But I thought about this. I wonder, and you see the difference where I'm going in the two players. Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Game 3. Minnesota Warriors. First half, Ant-Man struggled against the Warriors defense. Much of the defense the Warriors were utilizing against Anthony Edwards, traps on the sideline, traps out near midcourt, were similar to what the Warriors were doing or did to Jalen Green. Halftime, I don't know if the light went on in Ant's head. Coach told him, you got to do better than this. Get out of your feelings, whatever. Ant was more aggressive that third quarter. He wasn't standing still waiting for the double teams. He passed out of them. He attacked. He cut to the hoop. He was that dude. Just curious, did y'all think that in the first half and notice the difference from first half to second half for Ant? And that is a huge difference between Anthony Edwards and Jalen Green. Because, yes, I do put some of this on coaching. I sure do. I put it on Ime Udoka and his staff. Yep. But there has to come a time as a basketball player, during the games, during the timeouts, Jalen Green has to see it himself and figure it out. What works, what should work, what isn't working. If it ain't working, stop doing it. And then get to doing what works. He never did in that first round series. One time. He did it one time. Trae Young, Jordan, for who? For Fred? I don't think that's going to happen. Who do you think, Jordan? Thank you. Your name is new. Thank you for joining the conversation. Appreciate it. Keep it coming. How long do I think they'll take? They should not take past February, to me. If between now and the deadline in February, if Jalen Green has shown that he is, and we all think he's not that guy right now, but if he has shown he is not that guy, he has to be gone by February deadline. He not has to, he should be gone. Now, we're not in charge, but, it's not that guy. And y'all are all saying it. Ant is a dog, right? That's what I'm saying. You see the difference. You see the difference in the mentality. And the question that the Rockets need to decide or accept is, can you learn, or can you be taught to be that dog, to be that dude, to be that guy, to be the one, to do the Sam Cassell dance? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let them hang. Taste of the Islands, new name. How are you? Thank you very much. He needs to get stronger. Yes, but the second part is a bigger factor. He needs to get out of his own head. He's trying to be too damn cute. And thank you. New name right here too. Ime can't score for the ball. I agree. It's on the players as well. I agree with that. Not all of this is on the coach. They both have to share blame in this. Oh, I don't think about Coop. Canepa being Coop. We say Cooper's overrated. Well, we'll see. He's not the Rockets' problem though to worry about. And see, that's what I believe. I believe this. You're born with it. It can't be taught. So if it can't be taught, then the Rockets waiting for continuity, it ain't gonna come around for Jalen Green. It's not gonna happen. No. Shouldn't we be judging who in the playoffs? Who are you talking about, Rich? Let me know. We need better offense. That's part of it. Cam is no. I disagree. And part of it is at what point, or I mean, some of you, we having the same question, just different players. Cam knows what the staff expects from him and wants to see from him. He knows it, but he still doesn't do it. That's Cam's fault. That's not Royal Ivy's fault. Ime Udoka's fault. That's Cam's fault. If that light comes on, and that's a big ass if, because it's on him to get it done. If Cam would just bust his ass defensively, get rebounds, do things in practice that we don't see, if he would do those things, he could be that dude. Too many of us are saying he's that guy. Based on what? He hadn't done it. Based on what? Would I extend Jabari this offseason? Within reason. Financially, yes. See, Tony going a different way. If I was Cam, I would never pass in the ball. They can't shoot anyway. Let's see. Q coming. He's a Warriors fan. Jalen Green even played a C+ series, even a C+ series. The Rockets should have won in 6. And that's part. I mean, it's easy for us to say, but Jalen sucked. And I kind of agree. C+, yeah, Rockets would have had a great chance to win the series. And when did he say it? He said it after game 2 when he scored 38. Right? Game 2? That the lights were bright, got too much for him. Whenever he said that, after whatever game he said that. And then after that, he still struggled. He still struggled. And he didn't do enough of the other things to help the Rockets win. That's the thing. I have nothing against Cam. I have nothing against Cam. But I'm telling too many of y'all almost are sounding as if Ime has a personal thing of vendetta against Cam. And that's why he's not playing Cam. That's why Cam didn't play in these playoffs. If you think that, I can't change your mind. There's nothing I can do to change your mind. What I'm saying to you, it's like, and maybe I'll put it this way. It's like Kelvin Sampson in college. Any great coach, any great communicator is going to tell his players, this is what I expect from you. This is what we need from you to help us win. Every great coach has that talk with his players. So when Cam said he doesn't know what the coach wants from him, that's a lie. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. It ain't personal with Ime. It's like me telling Jamon, Craig Cuts, everybody, anybody I work with, this is what I expect from you. This is what we need from you to help us get this job, to get this contract, to help us get paid. If you don't do it, is that my fault? I've told you. I tell you every day. Differently, different ways. Sometimes you need to pat on the back. Sometimes you need to kick in the butt. I tell you all kinds of ways. And you still don't do it? Don't come to me and say, Coach, I don't know why you're not playing me. Kris, I don't understand. I've already told you repeatedly. Y'all know Ime likes old school dudes. Likes guys play defense. Hell, he played Jayshawn Tate ahead of Cam. Who has more talent? God-given ability. Cam and Jayshawn. Clearly, it's Cam. But do y'all not think if Cam were doing the same things in practice on a consistent basis that Jayshawn did, Ime would still be playing Jayshawn? Some of y'all, you blast Jalen for not being consistent in games, but you won't be critical of Cam for not being consistent in practice. I mean, come on now. Oh, no. If I were the Mavs, trade the number one pick and matching salary to the Bucks, no. Well, Nico's strange. I mean, he could rationalize that, but and the Mavs window is much shorter than the Rockets window. Kyrie's coming off, he's injured. AD's injury prone. But yeah, I think the Mavs ownership would say, no, we were okay with that one, with the Luka one, but we're not doing, no. We're not doing Cooper Flag. No, Nico, no. We gave you grace on that. No. And see, that's what I'm saying. I have no personal agenda against any of these dudes. I want these young men to shine. And honestly, when the Rockets have success, if the Rockets still in the playoffs, do more and more shows for talking Rockets is great for me and my numbers. So the Rockets losing in the first round, that doesn't help me. So this ain't personal. And all of us know it. Cam has that talent. If the light comes on for him this summer, the Rockets are that much better because he could be that dude. But that's on him. He's got to get that done. And he cannot use the excuse, and it's a cop-out. I don't know what they want from me. Young fella. Come on now, man. And there were questions about, the knee issue, injury, concerns about Cam was the public reason why he fell in the draft to the Rockets. But he had tunnel vision at Nova. He wasn't a great team player in college. Some of the stuff he's done so far, the Rockets, he did in college. Now, the question is, do the Rockets how long do they want to wait to see if that light comes on for him? I don't believe that much longer. And Cam could be that dude. And, oh boy, how can I say this? Let's just say Cam has not helped himself, or did not help himself to get minutes toward the end of the season. I'll just put it like that. He did not help himself. From what I was told, he did not help himself. I'll just leave it at that. Family member here would include Cam in any trade and try to keep Reed. We'll see. I'm curious how the Rockets are going to play this. The front office is going to play this. What they're going to do with the 10th pick. They got a young core. They have until June 29th. So what's that? Roughly, 2 days after the draft to agree on a new contract with Fred VanVleet, because I don't believe he's going anywhere. Just going to reduce his salary and give him more years on his contract. And they're probably going to stand pat for a while, do some due diligence, make calls, take calls. And then if they get an offer they think helps them. But honestly, I think they're going to keep Jalen Green. I don't agree with him. I think Jalen Green could shine somewhere else. But he's not that dude. He's not that dude for the Rockets. Not that dude. He's not that dude. Would I offer a man for Cooper Flag? No. 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 But Jamon says Rockets got to make some roster consolidation trades. Cam, Jabari, that 10th pick should be used because it could be a good player on a cheap contract. I like your logic. I do personally. I think a man is untouchable, barring a hell of a blockbuster proposal. The Asiatic, no, I do not believe that the lottery was rigged. No. When I was younger, teens and 20s, maybe I thought that. Now, no. I'm too old to think that. I know too much about how the process works. So no, I don't. Terry, but thank you for the comment. Thank you for participating in the discussion. We're going to keep doing these throughout the playoffs in the offseason. Terry says you can see the Rockets trading Reed while he still has value, but Reed needs to work on his defense down the floor. Agreed. With the defense, work on his game. Yeah. Steven Adams, I think the Rockets should keep him. He's going to get most likely some really nice salary offers from other teams, but I think the Rockets should bring him back. I kind of would like to see the Rockets keep Jabari. One of the things I thought the staff failed on is they did not give Jabari enough touches in the first round. Now, Jabari needs to work on his handles. His left hand dribbling is really weak. Got to do better there. But Jabari, he's not untouchable in my opinion. If you ask me, Rockets have one untouchable player, and that's Amen Thompson. And even him, if there's some Godfather offer, he could be gone too. But that would take a whole hell of a lot. But that'll do it, everybody. Almost got to an hour here talking lottery results. Rockets got the 10th pick in the lottery. The Mavs got the first pick. Spurs with the second pick. Do a recap real quick. Mavs 1, Spurs 2, Sixers 3, Hornets 4, Utah, worst record in the NBA, got the 5th pick. Wizards 6, Pelicans 7, Brooklyn 8, Raptors 9, Rockets 10th, Blazers 11th, Bulls 12th, Hawks 13, and the Spurs 14th. Spurs had the 2nd and 14th pick in the draft. So the Spurs might decide. They could decide, hey, we want to trade and go get Giannis. They have leverage. They have assets. They got draft picks. They got young players. We'll see. Red says they trade a man we putting a hit on Stone. Oh, I hope Rafael doesn't have any Nico Harrison in him. I hope not. I hope not. I don't believe he does. Yep, Jazz worst record, 5th pick. Let's see right here. Keep the 10th pick. Draft Rasheer Fleming, 6'9", 40% from 3. I mean, the 10th pick, they will have options. there'll be some talented. I mean, none of these players are perfect, so they could get a player that can help them at 10. But I still believe, and I like understand Jamon's logic of inexpensive rookie contracts are useful. Some guy named Andre says, trade the pick. Jamon says, they should just draft for best player available, even if that means taking a forward. That's what they'll probably do, is draft the best player available on their draft board. Hopefully it makes sense and don't give us the rationale that, the 10th player. Well, I'll say this. I'm pretty sure Rafael Stone won't say after the draft to the media and to the public and to the fans, honestly, with our 10th pick, we believe we got the best player in the draft. I'm pretty sure he ain't going to say that. I'm pretty sure he's not going to say that this year. Like he said regarding Reed Shepard. I'm pretty sure he's not going to say that. Honest question was Malik Monk better than Jalen Green this year? He had his ups and downs too. Different system, different players, different years in the league, all that kind of stuff. Derek says best player available is the way to go. That's, picking 10th. But, Sengun was picked, 16th, right? WK? I think that's right. So we could also turn around and say they picked some other folks after that who are gone. Like Usman Garuba, Josh Christopher, and what's the young fella's name from Kentucky guard? Yep. But it's always my pleasure, everybody. Thank you very much, Rich Bass. I appreciate your fire and your honesty, brother. I really do. Deverick, Jamon, WK, Solo, some guy named Andre, Tony, Taste of the Islands, Terry, Q, the Asiatic. What was that? Ples Walker, everyone. Subscribe to the channel. Click on that bell. And Rich, I think you're right. And I'm being objective. The last summer, ain't no way in hell I'd have thought that. No way I'd have thought that. Now it's up to Detroit to be smart and not rush the process. And God, help me. Please don't trade for Giannis. Please don't do that. Goodness gracious, please don't do that. But everyone, we're going to do it again. Just click on the bell so you are notified when new shows are posted. There will be 1 or 2 shows a week, if not more. Spread the word about the Houston Roundball review. Going to talk Cougs. Got some Cougs stuff that I can't share yet. So I got to hold on to that. Going to talk some Cougs, different news about the Cougs. Milos, Uzan, Draft Combine. Jonathan Givoni, Draft Express. Los is on a team. Part of the 5-on-5 stuff starts on Wednesday, May 14th. The other point guard on that team is young Nimhard. So 2 good point guards, and Los got to do better than him. But good luck to him. I still think he should come back to UH. He's not going to, though. But anyway, appreciate everyone for your comments and your questions. And I said, and I'm proud to say this, these Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows are unique. They're unlike any other. So spread the word about this show, spread the word about this channel, and we'll do it again soon. And everyone, y'all know it. If you are new to the show, this will be new for you. since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.
Game over.